just said I like your earrings. And you just said not today. She's like, oh, I was just talking about what you were doing. It's like, I didn't tell you what I was doing, actually. I was just complimenting you. Like, damn. And I'm genuinely a pretty nice guy, like, in general. Like, I'm obviously, like, when I say compliments, I don't give someone, like, I want to be like, Jake, I like your hoodie. And be like, oh, because, and stuff like that. I'd be like, Jake. Yeah, I'm like, wait. You see my eye twitch a little bit, a little vein pop. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Dual Hemisphere Hangout. My name is Luke, and join with me every single week. I do have my lovely co-host, Jake. Jake, man, say hello to the people.
Hello, everyone. We're in hoodies.
We are.
What temperature is it for you, Luke? Like,
that's a great question.
Like, is it warm? Like, is it hoodie weather?
Yeah,
it's getting winter here. It's getting cold.
It's not woody. It's 75 degrees Fahrenheit here.
Okay,
so
yeah,
I think that's like
you're toasty.
Like I'm toasty. Yeah. It was like 95 today outside. So
like what are we on? Like it overnight now it's getting into single figures on the Celsius. So if I go a degree,
it's like what in the 60s, 50s probably.
Fahrenheit, 44.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
So it's hoodie weather. It's definitely hoodie weather.
Very rarely does Florida get to that 40 degree mark, those single digits. It very rarely does now.
Currently, we're sitting at 57 right now.
Okay, nice.
14 degrees, 57. It's definitely hoodie weather because all of our windows are single glazed. There is no insulation in these houses because in the middle of summer, it's hundreds.
Yeah. If you get insulation in that house is never going to cool down in the summer. So yeah, fuck that. It's like outside it's not hoodie weather, but in this house, it's always hoodie weather in this house.
I might regret this when I put this on because when I record, my PC becomes the radiator. Like I can feel the heat coming off. It's warming my kneecaps right now. It's great.
Oh my gosh, I know. Mike, over here, I've got like my PC's. I'm scared to touch it because I feel if I look at it a certain way, it's gonna get moody, like a girlfriend. It's gonna glitch on us and stop working. But yeah, no, I get that. I'm looking at my little fan going a million miles an hour right now. My thing, and I'm like, I'm just talking. I'm not. There's no other apps on my computer open other than Discord and this chat. There's jack shit running on this bitch. Well, guys, one thing that I feel like we're known for at Dual Hemisphere Hangout is, we're very opinionated people, and I had the lovely idea just to be like, you know what, Jake, I've had a week.
It's a therapy session.
Some of my gears have been grinded a little bit this week. And I was just like, Jake, let's just talk about our pet peeves, man, because
what pisses you off?
I mean, what pisses really the definition of this podcast is what pisses us off. And I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot pisses me off. I get pissed pretty I joke around with people, like it takes a lot to get me mad. But I will get pissed really quickly. Like I will get pissed off at the smallest of things, man. Like for no apparent reason. Like I'll literally honestly, probably my biggest pet peeve, and I cannot get over with it, is the work I do. So I do talk to a lot of people on a daily basis, and I don't care if people ignore me. I really don't. But it's the ones where I'm saying hi to them, and they're like, "No, thank you," and I'm like, "I am just fucking saying hi to you, bro. Like fuck off." Like I'll be honest. And the thing is, I'm standing next to a table that says stop bullying and suicide prevention. And I'm like, I am just saying, I'm like, I literally said that today I'm out there at an event and I'm like, oh my gosh, ma'am, I really like your earrings. She's like, not today. I'm like, I already said, you don't like your earrings today, ma'am? And she's like, huh? I was like, I just said I like your earrings. And you just said not today. She's like, oh, I was just talking about what you were doing. Like, I didn't tell you what I was doing, actually. I was just complimenting you. Like, damn. Like, I was like, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, damn, people. Like stop. Like, and that's like, honestly, from work specifically, like, bro, like, that's the number one way to just get me pissed off. It's just like,
I'm glad I don't have to deal with that.
Ma'am, sir, I'm just saying, I'm just being, my job is to be nice to people. And I'm genuinely a pretty nice guy, like in general. Like I'm obviously like, when I say compliments, I don't give someone I want to be like, Jake, I like your hoodie, and be like, oh, because and stuff like that. I'd be like, Jake, Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, I'm like, wait, you see my eye twitch a little bit, little vein pop in the back of my on my forehead because that's it, man. Like I'd be like, hey man, like you would be like, not today. I'm like, I was gonna say my favorite color is red, but all right, fuck off, I guess. Fuck
Yeah,
me.
fuck
Like,
you. I'll
like
just rob you
fuck,
instead.
fuck, fuck you,
Give me your
fuck me.
wallet. You're not
All
gonna
I say
give.
anytime when that the funny thing is when people ignore me when I'm like, "Hey, man, we're just helping kids with bullying and suicide prevention," and they just walk past me like, "All right, fuck the kids, I guess." You know? I'm like, "Damn." I'm like I'm like, "Just say no." Like,
Yeah.
at least say no, thank you at the end of the day. Like, I'd rather you just say no. Like, if you ignore me, it's fine. But like when I'm like, "Hey, have a good day," I'm like, "Yeah, we're helping out kids," and they're just like, they just walk and say, "All right, fuck the kids, I guess. I guess we
Yeah.
just don't about the kids today." Oh, Jake, I'm sorry. Go
It's all
ahead.
right. It's off
What
to a
are
great
some
start.
what are some of your what are some of your pet peeves, man? What
um,
gets your gears grinded, man?
I don't. Well, I think people that have watched my content know, and Nick brings it out on a daily basis that my fuse is very short. Like I'm not. I'm like Luke. I'm not a nasty guy. I'm not um like a me where when I say my fuse is short, I've just got like a really low tolerance of patience. Usually
Yes.
comes out
I'm
with puzzles and anything that requires more than average brain usage, um, or being like very fiddly and finicky. So like recently, I took this apart because my 3DS because the hinge broke. Um,
Mhm.
and that's probably the most patient I've been in months. Because
Okay.
it took some effort, man. You're fiddling around with like little microscopic fucking screws, and you can't
Mhm.
afford to be the heavy-handed bastard that I am, and just smash everything in bits. So I learned some zen from that. But
Okay, there you
usually,
go.
you'll see it on many of a podcast, or well, not on a podcast, but on a playthrough of mine. And there is little to no filter when it comes to puzzles. It's like, fuck this,
Yeah.
I'm done, I'm out, bye. Um,
Yeah. Very
luckily,
much.
in your case, Luke, I don't have to deal with many people in my
Yeah.
way of work. I kind of picked my career driven by that. Is that if you pick a
Yeah.
lab based job, you don't really have to deal with people. You do have to deal with really fucking nasty doctors though, and nurses
Yeah.
on the but they're on the phone. Like I can deal with it
Yeah.
on the phone. Like I understand they're stressed and this and the other, but like don't unload on
Mhm.
me. I'm
Yeah.
I just like, "Hi, it's Jake," and they're like, "Shut the fuck up, give me this test," and I'm like, "All right, mm, have a good day."
I swear to God, if someone told me to shut the fuck up, I'd be like, "All right, they're gonna have to go
Which
to the
ward do you
hospital."
want? Which floor? I'm coming. I'll
You're on floor.
you'll need a
You're on
blood
floor
test
four.
after I'm finished with you.
You're on floor 4? All right, you're gonna need the transfusion, all right. I got you, we're gonna order yours, all right, you can talk I'll call the guy and show you how to do your job when it comes to asking people for shit, like
Um,
like,
but in terms of like pet
absolutely.
peeves and stuff, so because that's just more
Yeah,
aggression,
yeah,
and you get that
yeah,
every day.
fair.
Everyone gets that. I mean,
Yeah, of
even if you're in
course.
an office, like a bog standard
Mhm,
office job, you always have the one person that grinds your
mhm,
gears or knows how to press your buttons, and
yeah,
yeah, it's inevitable. Or you just don't get on with
yeah,
someone. Like that, I there are plenty of people I have worked with that I just have a professional working relationship with. That is,
mhm,
unfortunately, I have to see you more than the people I want to see in life, like Luke, like
yes.
Rachel, like my family. I have to see
Yeah, I
you
know, right?
more. And-
I have to see you for like we joke around in our office all the time. Like, yeah, like we tell people all the time we're like talking. It's like honestly, like you are a part of our family here at our work because you spend a majority of your time in a given day. You spend what is there? Yeah, a third of your
8 to 9
day.
hours,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, a third of your day on here with us, and you probably spend the other third with awake doing something else, and then you spend the rest of your third asleep. All right, so you literally spend most of your waking hours out here at work, and yeah, I'll tell you right now, there are plenty of people that I would be like, I don't want to fucking see you, but I will fucking deal with you. Like
Uh,
it's just like how it is. But like, no, I get it. Like it's yeah, I
it
get
is,
that
but
too.
On to proper pet peeves. I think
Yes.
this is a good one because I'm about to travel,
Okay.
or have traveled recently, and I've traveled a lot this year.
Mhm.
It's when you're on the plane
Mhm.
and that fucking bastard in front drops his fucking seat back. The moment you take off, fair enough if you need to sleep, but the moment they hit that chair, it's like, just let me have some room, man. We haven't even taken off. Boom. And then the fucking stewardess comes around and goes, "Sir or ma'am," it's like, you need to put the chair up because we haven't taken off yet, and you have to be in the upright position because if we crash or it kills you faster, that's literally why you sit like that. It's like,
Mhm.
and, and then the moment the fucking seatbelt sign comes off again, boom, back, all the way back. And it's like, you've now got your screen for 24 hours, because I find it takes 24 hours to get to the UK, in your face, like 3 inches in front of your face. Your tray is slightly bent back. So now if you put your drink on it, it's sliding towards you. So you can't put anything on your tray anymore. And it's just, oh, it really, that sends me west. And I'm too much of a Brit to say anything.
Oh
Like,
my god, you're
yeah.
better than me.
I'm
Oh.
too I'm too much of a
Oh.
sorry. It's all my fault to say anything.
Your your British is coming out. Like, yeah, no. I'm gonna be real, Jake. I didn't even know you could fucking. I've flown so few times. I didn't even know you could set your seat back like that. I
I
just
think it's
because I
maybe
think you
long
could just
haul. It might be long
yeah.
haul, and I don't
Okay,
think, what's like the longest flight you've taken? Because I think long
like
haul is
4 or 5,
defined by 7 plus
4 or
hours.
5 hours. I flew
Um,
from Charlotte to Vegas, which was about 4.5 hours.
yeah. So in
So
those like short haul flights that you maybe can move like 3 inches,
yeah,
maybe
that's
just
what.
like,
Yeah,
like to relieve the
yeah,
lower back. But these
yeah.
long haul flights, like Qatar, when I fly from Perth to Qatar and Qatar to, so that's in itself 3 hours, for 3 hours. I forget which it was 3 hours. It's 13 and a half. And
Okay.
then you have a 2 hour layover, and then you're doing another 7.5 to the UK. Oh, bro, those
Mm.
seats go like they go like, I'm talking. You're almost, I would say, maybe at like a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
Like,
No, wouldn't it be me? I would literally like if that happened to me, Jake. I'd just be like, "Hey."
grabbing the hair.
No, I'm grabbing the seat and pulling it back further so I can look at them in their face. I'm like, "Hey,
Can you imagine that? You just fall
lift your
asleep in
shit
Luke's
up.
face.
Lift your shit up." Like, just give me some, especially if my drink shit was sliding towards me. That would bother the fuck out of me. That would make me so mad. If my drink was like this and it's like slowly shifted, I'd
Yep.
be like, I'd be watching it for like 30 minutes. Like, I swear, if it gets like to the edge, I'm gonna fucking flip it. I'm gonna fucking throw it across. I'm gonna let it get to the edge and I'm gonna throw it, man. No, but yeah, no, I get that. That would be annoying as heck, man. I think it's a godsend I've never flown because if that happened to me, I'd lose my shit. I don't know what
Yeah,
I would do,
well, it's
honestly.
just a personal face thing. It's a personal space
Yeah,
thing. It's just,
yeah.
I think it's common courtesy that if you're not
You don't
trying to
violate your
sleep,
bubble, man.
don't don't try and buy the
Yeah,
extra room. But I get the fact that like you pay for it and the seat does it. It's like, fine, cool, do whatever you want.
yeah.
We are looking fairly lucky at the moment. Touch wood, touch wood. Flights are pretty empty.
Okay,
So
let's go.
we might have a full row to ourselves, and then that doesn't matter then, because you can
Yeah,
throw your fucking chairs back all you want, because Rachel will lay down over free, and I'll just take the aisle seat. Um,
yeah.
but no, it's, the world planes is full of just. I, I had like the worst experience coming back here from Christmas because like I was sat next to a guy. I didn't even know you could do this, right? He'd brought home cooking on the fucking plane. Like, I thought you couldn't get like, I get that you could get like food through the through customs and whatever, but like surely this was in like plastic fucking Tupperware. And this guy sat next to me, right? I'm like, cool, fine, whatever. He's slightly overweight, like encroaching on my side, but fuck it, right? It's fine. I've put a couple of pounds on, but fair enough. Live by your own rules. And then this guy, first thingy first, like cracks the shoes off. So dogs are out on the floor, like, cool. I get it. It's a 13-hour flight. I've done it a couple of times just to rest my feet because my be expanding the trainers, but he was there all
Not the
flight,
dogs.
full dogs
Not the
out,
dogs. Oh,
and and then and then he whips out fucking home cooking, and this fucking guy is throwing rice everywhere. Like I'm talking all over him, all over the tray. You know when you don't want to eat and the smell of food is just like throwing you west.
yeah.
That shit. I was dying. I was dying because I mean these have got noise cancelling. I can cut out the babies. I can put on lo-fi. I can chill. I can be nice. But the smells, man. I can't fucking close this. It's like-
Yeah, you can't. No, it's like you can't hold your nose like this for 13 hours. Like fuck that, dude. No. See, that's why I fucking hate flying. Like I don't like flying. Like if I can fucking get there via a car, I do not care. Like I would rather fucking drive than fly any day of the week because I'm in my own car, I have my own space, I can listen to my own music, my own podcasts. Like I have my whole thing. Like I
Set
have my
up.
whole mat. Yeah, I have it, man. Like I could drive for 24 hours straight and not take a break. Like I will go pee and those will be my breaks and I will be a-okay. I'll be tired in the morning, don't get me wrong, because I don't recommend doing that, but I'd rather do that than hop on a flight and then God forbid I fucking hate layovers. I hate layovers, especially those
There's
really, really
something about
long
them.
ones for the really, really long ones for no fucking reason. I'm talking like for me to go to Virginia, if I were to fly out of our international airport here in Tallahassee. I would have to go to Atlanta. I would fly either to Atlanta or uh, from Tallahassee to either Atlanta or to Orlando. Then I would have to sit there for 8 hours,
It's
right? For 8 hours in an airport. Like I can do an hour, I can do two, I could maybe do three, right?
see, I think
But
3 isn't
eight,
enough. Like, well, I'd say when you take layover, I mean, like from flight landing to flight takeoff, like we usually have like 2.5 hours in Qatar, 3 hours. But
mhm.
on the ground, you're actually only in the airport for about an hour because it takes you like an hour to disembark. And then I don't know
Yeah.
how it is in the US. Maybe they just fucking throw you off the plane and be like, right, get gone. Like, we've got another
It,
flight
take,
going.
Yeah, it takes like maybe like once they land, it takes maybe about 20, I would say 20 minutes for them to get to the
The
I don't
gate.
even know flight like the gate to unload people. And then depending on where you're at, it takes you another 10 minutes to get off the fucking plane. But yeah, no, it's just the layover for me is like being in the airport waiting for a flight for more than 3 hours would just drive me fucking insane, dude. I would not know what to do with my time because I would have explored the entire airport by now. Again, not every airport in the United States is huge.
Yeah.
Like they are very, they some of them are very small. Some of them, they've got a couple sections here or there. And I just hate layovers. I really just do. I would rather just I get the point of them and the necessity to do layovers. But yeah, like I just don't understand. I just hate layovers so much because I have my Switch and that's fine. But unless I'm playing like a really good game, like that 6 hours is taking a long time to get
Yeah.
through.
It's,
I'm probably spending about $100 in food and beverages to hold me over for 6 hours because airport shit's overpriced and expensive anyways. Um, and then I gotta deal with people like, all right, flight 42, aisle 3, calling in, blah, blah, blah.
the
Joe,
fact
your
that they,
wife is waiting for you at gate 2. Oh, da, 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 da. No, no, we have a lost child. Like I don't like it.
yep.
Like
And
no,
we pay all this
no,
money.
not for me.
And
Yeah,
it's
I'm paying
so
six hundred
expensive.
dollars. I'm paying $600 to go home. Like, and I'm going 3 states. Like I said, like that's the part where like I'd rather drive for 13 hours and deal with that bullshit.
One thing I will say though, if you haven't done it already, when you do get those layovers, just book the lounge. Like,
Yeah,
it's it's usually like 60 US dollars for like 3 or so hours, but like
yeah,
they let you stay in. If it's not busy, they won't come around and boot you out. Um,
yeah,
and you easily make your money back because it's free food, it's free drinks, it's a nice place to sit. It's usually calmer than all the hustle and bustle. Where me and Rach do it a lot now. Like Qatar, we don't really bother because, like I say, we've only got like an hour on the ground, but
yeah.
the lounge is almost essential at this point.
Okay,
Like, because we pay
I'll
like
have to look
thirty
at that
pounds
next time.
each. If I have
Yeah,
two beers, 3 beers, that's £30 done.
Yeah.
Easy money.
Mhm.
And I'll have had like a bacon sandwich and,
Yeah.
crisps, chips, whatever you call them,
Yeah.
chocolate bars. I'll get that money back very, very quickly. Um,
Yeah, no, that I'll have to yeah, next time we fly out, I'll definitely look into that because that probably sounds like especially for some fucking reason we're flying out of Tallahassee, which stupid as fuck. I'd rather yeah, you're basically like most people drive to Jacksonville, which is 2.5 hours away to go to a
yeah.
proper internet. It cuts the flight down by $200.
Oh,
I'm
at
like,
that point, yeah. Because then what's 2.5 hours in the car? Like $60 in petrol
exactly. Yeah,
or diesel?
exactly. Yeah.
Cool. But yeah,
So
that's one of
yeah.
my main pet peeves and highly relevant.
Yeah.
Wait, what are we on to now? We've kind of lost track of where we were going. Well,
I mean, honestly, I'm just
we're just
rambling
on
at
a
this
we're just
point.
with this therapy. Just
Yeah. I wanna touch on one thing that you kinda mentioned about when you're, fucking with your DS. I hate doing shit with my hands, dude. Like, I hate putting together furniture. I hate, like, doing all that, like, anything that requires me using a screwdriver, a hammer, or nail, like, or any, like, brain power versus, like, put slot A into slot B, or honestly, I'm just more this is me, this is how I do things. Can I pick it up and put it somewhere? Okay, I'll do that instead. I'm not putting shit together, man. Like literally, like, but I will MacGyver some shit. Like I dude, I did. I was so tired. The bumper to the car was falling off, and we're using tape for a while. We're using what's it called? Cable
glue.
wire, like the cable
Oh, cable
cords.
ties.
No, the cable ties for a little bit, and they were starting to fall. And I'm like sitting there, I'm like, okay, I got to figure something out. And I look, and this is how my brain works because instead of just going out there and just doing everything right, I'm like, I got two zip ties, and I found a little hole in the fucking frame of the fucking car. And fucking fangle that thing and fucking tighten that bitch up. The bumper's like bit inside a little bit, and there's a little yellow tab. But I'm like, bro, but like that took me like, I stared at it for 30 minutes. I'm like, because all I know is if I keep fucking with it, I'm just gonna get pissed off. I'm just gonna yank the bumper off at this point because I'm getting annoyed. And I'm like looking at it. I'm like, all right, Luke, use your brain power, use your college degree. Use that $30,000 to good use. And I'm like, I see a small hole. Is that? And I go put my hand. It's like, oh, that's a fucking frame to this fucker. All right, we're golden. But and I hate IKEA. Like my pet peeve is IKEA instructions. Putting together desks and tables, like not for me at all, dude. I'll move us out of house and home. I'll carry all the stuff. I'll unpack a U-Haul in like 5 hours and flat, no problems. Like, but putting together furniture, I'd rather jam a screwdriver in my eye than do that. Like, I hate it.
I'm pretty good at it. I I
Yeah,
I
I'm
I
calling.
just call me in, fly me in,
I'm
baby.
calling.
Saying that, we've still got a bed that I haven't built yet. Like we've been here a
Yeah,
month now, and but no one's using it. No one cares. Like it's on a blanket, so it's not
yeah.
getting mold on it or anything. It's not.
Like I'll
But
I'll do it. I'll just bitch about it the whole time as I'm
it's
doing
just
it. Like putting.
they don't make it intuitive. They give you
Yeah,
that little fucking Allen key, and it's
yeah,
like,
and they're like,
okay, right, cool. I've
good
got my
job.
I've got my whole set. Like I've got my good tools.
Mhm.
And then your tools don't fit in the fucking gap that they leave you, so you have to use that
Yeah,
shitty Allen key, and you're there doing quarter turns every one screw that should have taken you 20 seconds, like 5
I
seconds to screw in, takes you a minute and a half because you
I can't tell you how many times I've chucked that Allen key because I dropped it because I have fucking thick fingers, and doing the amount of time like I dropped that shit, I just pick it up, like and just chuck it,
Yeet.
and then and then look at it, and then I'm like, I gotta go pick that up because I gotta put this shit together. But I'm so absolutely heated, man. Yeah, that
Yeah,
shit just
yeah, I
grinds
think
my
you're part of the
grinds my
many on
gear.
that. IKEA
Yeah.
is the devil in disguise. Might saying that everything that we own is from IKEA at the moment.
Yeah, this computer desk, it's great quality. It was great. I built it together. It took me like 2 hours. I think I showed you guys the picture of it too when I finished putting it together. Because I was first like gaming on doing streaming on this fucking small ass like cube desk. And I finally got a proper computer desk with enough well, enough space that I do not properly utilize. But it definitely is like I love this desk. This definitely came from IKEA. Took me like 2 hours to put together. Did chuck the Allen wrench about 3 times. Lost a screw somewhere. You know, God bless Ace's heart. He had to come in there and calm me down because I was like, I don't want it anymore. Get it out of here. Give me back my old desk. But yes, I don't like that shit. Fuck that.
It's I can't emphasize how important having a good desk is. If you're gonna do like stuff that what me
Yeah,
and Luke are doing, where you're sitting down and recording sessions, or just even just watching YouTube and being on a computer, man, you need the right space. You need the right chair. Was sitting on a shit chair for the longest time. This one is finally like full on ergonomic. It's made for like I think it's 16-hour use. It's made for someone to
nice,
sit in it as a proper work chair, and now I see the difference because the first chairs I was sitting on, man, fucking god
bro.
damn. The one was from
I
IKEA as
was
well, and I paid a shit ton of money for it. And
Dude, I
it
was sitting in a chair that didn't have a fucking back for a
yeah,
while.
that's rough. That's rough.
And I'm just like sitting like this, and I'm like, ugh. And then I got a shitty, like, I stole an office chair from work that helped out for a while. And then eventually I bought this chair that I've been sitting in for like 5 years. And I like it because when I'm actually properly gaming and I'm not sitting at the computer, I can lean it back, put my feet up, and just chill. And I like that aspect of it. But yeah, like when you're doing what me and Jake are doing, you've got to have a good space to do things. You've got to have, I've got, one monitor, my thing, my PS5 set up the correct way, not vertical. If I
Five
had a
vertical.
second monitor, yeah. um, I know. And if I had a second monitor, I have it right there doing that. And which is one thing I need to get. I need to get a second monitor. Because I'm tired of
I've got 5 in this house.
finagling things. Yeah,
I've got
I have an
3,
extra one.
and then I've
I
got 2
have an
ultra
extra
wides
one.
that I've never unboxed. I sent them all the way
Yeah,
from the UK like I'd use them, and I never did.
yeah, I have one. My roommate's using one so she can game in her room, an area in her space, and I have a third one, but it's just not as nice, and I just don't like looking at it because it's like a shitty monitor. But like I said, I kept the 4K monitor for myself.
Yeah, I mean, you have
I'll
to,
say
right?
that. Yeah. The curved 4K monitor I kept for myself. Um, well, speaking of gaming monitors, I feel like Jake, there's some pet peeves that we do be having, specifically talking about gaming specifically. I know I have so many. I could probably talk about my gaming pet peeves for fucking hours. I'll just go ahead and talk about it because it'd still be grinding my gears to this day. And Jake already knows where I'm going with this, man. I'm so fucking tired of the fucking remakes, dude. I'm just done with them. I'm so fucking done. Like the only reason why I started it because I turned my PS5 on today, and the first thing I fucking saw was the fucking Last of Us reimagined or whatever the fucking rebranding is. Was the first thing I fucking saw on my thing, and I'm like, and like 2 months ago, it was the Last of Us Part Two remaster was on the screen, and I'm tired of it. Just give me some new games, dude. Like perfect example. We talked about it a couple episodes ago about Claire Expedition 33. Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Brand new game, good, great game. Probably going to end up being game of the year when
Oh,
it's all
100%.
said and done, unless something like magically comes out of thin air that blows everyone's mind away. Like small ass team. Guess what? It's not. It's not a fucking remake, dude. Like it's just not. And I'm just so tired of remaking and gaming because unless it's like drastically revamping the game from where it was, or as a remake for like from like 10, 15 years ago, even 20 years ago. They're remaking the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. That's
Mhm.
a perfect game to remake because they're building it from the ground up. It's a remake. It's not a reimagining. It's not an HD like remaster type of thing, right? Like if you're going, make it a proper remake. I'm tired of these games that have that are not that old getting remakes, man. I like there's no need for it. Like and differentiate the difference between a remaster and a remake too, because there's so many remasters, there's so many remakes out there. But like we need if we're gonna remake games, let's just remake a proper game. Like Spyro Reignited Trilogy, perfect example of a great remake. The Tony Hawk Pro Skater games are getting remade finally. Just remake them properly. Like Resident Evil is a perfect example of a way to remake a game, right? Like just go out there and do that if you're gonna do it. Let's just specifically Sony, like fuck off with The Last of Us for the
I
like
don't mind the
I
remakes if it doesn't take away from if it's a filler, like okay, like similar to like what if imagine what GTA have done now and a couple of games have done it where where they extend the like we need more time.
yeah.
Then then a remake or a remaster is fine. It's like here's something to carry you over. We promise something new is on the horizon. Just bear with us. That I can get down because I mean, if I really, really, really want to play it, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
But chances are I'm not going to. Um, but no, it's getting beyond a joke. It's getting beyond a
Yeah.
joke where everything is just recycled. You even see it, like I've got back on like my esports grind a little bit, well, not grind, but like
Mhm.
but what my watch time on esports has gone back up. I started watching some of the CDL Call of Duty League, just because some of the content I've been consuming at the moment, like they're talking about what's going on, and I thought, oh well, maybe I should be looking at what I need context behind some of these conversations, like what's happening.
Mhm.
Um, so I've been watching that for a little bit, and then I start noticing like the newest COD that they're playing on, eh, they're not creating new maps anymore. They're old maps that they're playing in the new game, so they're just carrying the maps through on the multiplayer. It's like
Mhm.
I get that for nostalgia reasons, but surely you've got to give me that on top of new stuff.
New maps, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you get
There's no new maps in the newest
there
Call
is
of
new,
Duty.
but then like they're not playing them, or they're quote unquote new. They've got a new name, but they're just like a reimagined of a map that they made years and years ago. And then they've now given a new name and it's technically in a new setting. Like Nuketown's been made like 18 times. You've got Nuketown
Mhm.
2042, and then you've got Nuketown, I don't know, fucking just the OG, and then there's
Yeah.
transit version, and it's just like a new skin, but it's the same lanes and alleyways and hard points and whatnot. It
Yeah.
seems like we've just got nothing left.
Uh-huh.
Originality in gaming has completely gone out the window. Uh,
Yeah.
for big developers, that is. And it takes someone like the makers of Expedition 33, a brand new game studio, to come in and show the big boys how it's done.
How it's done. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like don't forget how to
Yeah.
make a game because you lot have.
Yeah.
No one gives
Yeah.
a shit about
I
your
mean,
microtransactions and fucking just
yeah.
reskinning the same game with different fluidics, and no one cares.
I That's why I hate like I kind you hit like that's why I like microtransactions piss me the fuck off.
It was the
It's like
downfall of
my
gaming.
biggest it's like my biggest pet peeve. Yeah, exactly. Like I to this day I will never actively continue to play Fortnite because I'm tired of the microtransactions. I will never actively go play like a Marvel Rivals to go get skins for I care like I games like that, like Pokemon Unite. I had fun playing it with you guys, but the fact of the matter, I was like, hey, get this new costume, get this. Like, I
I was
don't
very glad
like
we played it at the very start because they didn't
yeah,
have time to monetize it at that point.
get that shit out of here or keep that shit to your mobile shit. Like it makes me not want to play those games. Like Overwatch, like it's free to play, but like
The moment you see
okay,
free to play,
sure.
it's like, "Okay, right, cool." So I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
there's gonna be some element of play to win,
Yeah.
and
So it's free to
you're not
play.
telling
And
me about it.
if I want the weapons, I'm gonna have to pay the $20 season pass that comes there's a new season's every 2 months, maybe 3 months at most. I think I'm giving it too much credit for 3 months. I think it's like every 2 months, honestly. Um, and yeah, it's just like it's so dumb. And it makes me so happy that I typically stay in my basic single player JRPG single player story. Like it's even like semi-infected Assassin's Creed a little bit. Like it's not like super microtransactiony, but the fact that there's options for it just be pissing me off. Like I do not care why when I hit the pause menu in the game, you're showing me a costume I can get for this and this and this, and if I do this thing where I give you $9 a month to get the Assassin's Creed Assassin Pass. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Everything does not need. And I mean, it's just corporate greed at the end of the day, which is, businesses are going to business. People. The thing is, the sad thing of the sad truth of it is people need to be like me and you in this sense.
Put your
Bitch
foot down.
about it, bitch about it, complain about it, and then don't fucking do it, dude. Don't go fucking buy the shit. Don't go play the games that support that shit. Like, and if you are, like, then you're just as part of the problem because people, like the gaming companies, will stop doing it. And the only reason why they do it is because people pay money for it. Like, that's the reason why DLC is a thing. There was not DLC until like the PS3, right? And DLC only became a thing because people started paying for the DLC. And then everything became DLC. And then every game has a base price of 70. And there's a base price of 90. And then there's a base price of 100 to get the deluxe version of the game that always ends up having some extra virtual currency to get into more things. And it's just like like you said, it's ruining gaming. I think it lacks the fun, create sucks the creativity out of these game studios that obviously want to make a great game, but ultimately have to acquiesce to the shareholders and the stocks and all that stuff, and they have to make a profit. But you can go out there and be like a Hideo Kojima and go make fucking Death Stranding. Like, it's a fucking walking simulator game, dude. But guess what that game doesn't have? Fucking microtransactions. And it's already being nominated, going on tour. You can still make good games and keep out the microtransactions. I'll give it to Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy itself does not have any microtransactions. They do have DLC, I will say that, but you don't have to buy a bunch of costumes for Clive and whatnot. Like, Persona is also a great example. There is DLC, but everything else is purely like the microtransactions is if you want to get a costume that you want, you can get that for free, but it's not enhancing your gameplay. And I think the free to play model that a lot of companies are prescribing to is just getting the microtransaction out there, which makes games that have no business having microtransactions in there having to put them in because Ubisoft wants more money, or EA needs more money, or Activision needs more money. Like enough is enough. And if you, I feel like this has gone from a pet peeve to a preach, but like, don't fucking support. If you don't like it, don't support it. Like, just don't do it. Like, get off GTA and stop paying for it. Like, just fucking wait for 6.
It's a long time. It's a long time.
I know,
No,
right? I know, I know.
it's yeah. You kind of hit the nail on the head because my quote unquote pet peeve was going to be the microtransactions and so we evolved and we both got onto the same page. Um, there's not much really to say about the gaming scene at the moment. Like, it's just we've talked about it on many of a previous episode where God, Pokemon's relying on modding. I mean,
Yeah.
The Gamma Emerald 2.5 beta came out this week or last
Mhm.
weekend. Looks amazing.
Yeah.
An art style that has never been done before in Pokemon, and it is taking the community by storm. Why couldn't we have had that? Well, we would never have got like 2D pixel sprite anymore. Pokemon's gone its
Yeah.
way. We're never really going back. I don't think. I honestly think that they're maybe semi done with their reimagined and remake series. I don't think they're going to do it anymore. Like, what have we got? Gen 5,
Black and white. Black and
Black and
white is
White.
probably the only one. Yeah.
And then I think they'll do that, and then that's the end of, because we've
Yeah.
got Kalos in ZA. Um,
Yeah.
and then from what I've read, speaking of like esports, um, it's a good tangent away from bitching all the time. Is the Pokemon company they're hiring again for Pokemon Stadium, um, and they're looking for an esport manager. So it looks like Pokemon is going down an esport route of
Yeah.
maybe like having a league, following like a draft league where you've got top players like Wolfie. like Paul Ruiz, like Joe Ugarte, all in a league that is like separate from regionals. So you
Mhm.
maybe it's like your top 30 get like a winning in, or top 30 from worlds end up in this
Yeah.
league that they're now going to run like an esports organization. They're doing a lot of expansion, which I think story games are, yeah, fair enough. Like, what can they do? They can go and get like a movie, which Claire Obscure's Expedition 33 already has signed. Someone saw that and was like, "Yep, done. Movie in cinemas probably 2028 or 2027." Um, if you're some sort of competitive game, you kind of need an esport around it. I mean, Pokemon regionals they're a bit weird. I'm not gonna lie, they're a bit weird. The commentators are great. They do a really good job of trying to spread the game and also make it
Mhm.
very fun, because it's very hard to talk about the same thing over and over and over again. Like, okay, here's the next matchup. Oh my god, it's the same six that we saw in the last matchup, but these ones are different, but you can't see how they're different, so we're gonna have to try and tell you how
Yeah.
it's
I love
um
those commentators.
if I mean, Call of Duty's the same. Here's the same. I think they've got like 5 or 6 maps, maybe 7 maps in rotation in professional. It's like, okay, here's the same 4 players we saw last time on the same map, and sometimes they play the same map 3 times in a series. It's like, okay, so let's play let's play Terminal Hardpoint, and then we've got Terminal S&D, and then we've got Hardline uh, in what, Capture the Flag or CTF or whatever they play now. Um, and then it's back to Terminal on Hardpoint again. It's like, oh come on, I think, yeah, it's the lack of new stuff that's like
Yeah.
starving. But like games have become grindy now. That's how
Yeah.
that's how they get you with the ads and everything else. It's like you have to put a lot of hours into a game, and you haven't got the metros anymore that take 8 hours to finish, because
No,
people
you
will
don't.
kick off. If you sold that for
Yeah.
$60 and you only got like 8 hours game time, you're getting
You're
scolded.
getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think, and that's funny because that's a perfect transition to another one of my pet peeves is not every game needs to be a 30, 40, 50 hour experience. Not every game. I think a lot of games can tell a great story in a short amount of time. Yeah, I was because it kind of reawoken a little bit in me when I was going through my game catalog when I was looking at like all the how to long beats. A lot of those early like those great games, like let's think about your great games that you think of, right? Your God of War, that's probably a 20-hour game, right?
Yep.
Spider-Man 2 are typically about 20, 25 hour games. Your Tomb Raiders, maybe less than 10 hours max. I think Rise of the Tomb the Shadow of the Tomb Raider is maybe 13 hours for a main story playthrough. You know, a lot of great games don't need to be like this. Like the original Assassin's Creed 2 storyline, I think it was like on average, I think it was like 20 hours, right?
Yeah.
And now we're looking at Shadows, you're looking at Odyssey, you're looking at Origins, and to beat the main story, it's like 60, 70 hours. And that's due to them going more open world with it because it takes time to travel and stuff like that. But I also like I get like why people would get mad at the end of the day, like why I'm paying $70 for a 20-hour experience. But if the 20-hour experience is great, then so be it, right?
Do you know
Like
what I think it
if you're
is? I don't want
mm,
to throw you off track,
no,
but
you're good.
like it's definitely what I think it is. It's like we've gone away from story and then post game. So take Pokemon for example. You do the story, and then your post game is usually just like a grindy battle or whatever. You get like the battle
Yeah,
tower.
battle
Um,
yeah, battle tower, yeah.
God of War, you have not the trials. I've forgotten what it's called. Like it's the arena type thing. So you have the story,
Mhm.
and then you can go in and do like the arenas. Um,
Yeah.
and we've moved away from that. And if like you said, where we've now gone to open world. So the post game has now become the game. It's
Yeah.
integrated in the game. And
Mhm.
maybe that's what I'm missing, because I've grown up with the story, and then go and finish the rest. Go get your collectibles. Go get your
Mhm.
like explore the map. But you had to do
Yeah.
the story first. It's like, let me tell
Yeah.
you what's going on and then end it. And then it's like, okay, now you're free to do whatever you want, have a look around. Um,
Mhm.
but now it all seems in one, and I get very maybe it's my personality because I just get like sidetracked all the time. And then I
Yeah.
feel like I'm not making progress, and then the game gets put down
Mhm.
because I don't want to be like I feel like I lose interest. It's like, well, what am I doing now? Where do I go?
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah, and I think I get you. I get what you're saying with it because, like, I think God of War is a perfect example of that, and I think Spider-Man's a perfect example of that. Spider-Man does this really cool thing, at least the second one, that's the most recent one I played. They do this really cool thing where you can go from character to character to do specific storyline missions. And then after you beat a storyline mission, there's probably about give or take maybe a 15 to 20-minute down period where you can do some little side activities and stuff like that, right? But it's not like, oh, you gotta wait, you have to take finish 3 side quests to go to the main next checkpoint or something like that. They do a really good job of making that world feel full. And so the point is, like, you can get to the story in a nice concise, like, I beat the game in about 20 hours. I did maybe about 30% of like the extra activities while I can play because I was really mainly focused on the main story, unless I really liked one like specific type of mission. Um, and then after I beat the game, it's like, all right, like you said, hey, go finish the game. Go do what you, oh, yeah, you want
Level
to go
up.
get all the spider you want to go get all the spider bots, you want 100% each district, go ahead, have fun with it. And I think that's really cool. And I think that's a good thing that they do. And I just think for those story-based games, you don't have not every super heavy story-based game needs to be an open world. A perfect example of that is I like I told you, I love the Final Fantasy series. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is the second part of the game reimagined, and they take it and make it an open world game. I, as someone who loves the universe, am absolutely super happy they did that. I love it very, very much. That being said, though, you can very much go to main quest to main quest to main quest to main quest and do none of this side activity stuff that you can, just like you could do in the original Final Fantasy VII. But it takes away from the gameplay experience, in my opinion. I
Yeah.
feel like if you're not fully invested in the open world area, like it takes away from the aspect of the storytelling, even though it's a story that's been told, before because it is a remake of the game. I found myself enjoying the world itself, but people who replayed the game, they're like, "Yeah, I just went from checkpoint to checkpoint, and I enjoy. It's a very concise story. You don't have to do anything necessary. There's no extra stuff that you have to do in the game. But it's in there, and I think that makes what like you said, it makes the game feel bloated. Like, hey, Jake, if I were to be like, "Hey, Jake, go play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth," you would get so distracted because there's so much to do,
Yeah.
right? Like there's a main quest, don't get me wrong, but there's a side activity here, and then you can go collect this trading card thing here. But your friends need help here, and da 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 da. And you're like, oh, there's a tower to go unlock this special beast. And if you get all 3 towers, you get to fight a tough boss battle before that. And there's so much going on, like you would get lost for that if that's not what you're looking for. And yeah, it's just I think it's just a damn shame that a lot of these games don't take a Spider-Man approach
Well, I
to
just
it
don't
where
think
they're
they have
just
this. The I don't think they have the quality of storytelling to allow that. Like, you have to have like a decent. You have to have really strong storytelling to allow a game to be open world. You look at like a
yeah.
Red Dead, maybe like a Red Dead is
Yeah.
a prime example of
Mhm.
the whole world adds to the story. Like if you go
Yes.
and walk somewhere completely random, you'll see an NPC that more than likely will be part of the end game story or further down the line. They will be part of the story, and you've already developed like a knowledge of that character, or you know that they're there, and it's like, oh my god, we're heading to this north area, and I don't know, Margaret's in the barn, and I've already spoke to Margaret before, what if Margaret dies? Like, oh my god, she's gonna be part of
Yeah.
the main story. Like, it's adding to the.
Yeah.
I feel like what we have at the moment is where all these all open world games is just like, here's a load of shit, here's a load of side quests. This that doesn't add any like value at all to the main story, other than just
Yeah.
go get
Yeah.
sidetracked, go waste some
Mhm.
hours. Like, all we want to see is playtime. Like, in
Yeah.
our stats, we just want to see who's playing it for the longest time. They want to see
Exactly.
when you log on to your PlayStation or your Xbox and you see your friends and you scroll down the list of like what they're playing. It's like, oh, they're playing Fallout 4. and
Mhm.
that we just need them. We need that title underneath their game tag for the longest time because that'll make people buy it. And it's
Yeah.
just it doesn't work like that anymore. It's I hate it. I hate it. It really annoys
Yeah.
me. And
Hey,
now I have
yep.
to spend hundreds of dollars trying to get back to retro games because they're the only ones I want to play right now.
Yeah, no, and that's fair, and that's a fair assumption. And it's a and it's a damn shame. It really is because gaming is. I still think gaming's really great. I think there's some really really awesome games that come out every single year, but time and time and time again, what ends up happening is they're getting overshadowed by those microtransaction-y games,
Yep.
are your remakes, are your cash grabs and stuff like that. Like, and that's a damn shame. Because as much as we love Claire and we think it's a great game, it's going to win Game of the Year. It probably will win the Game of the Year. But in about 2 months' time, people are not going to be talking about it. They're going to be back on talking about the latest thing in COD or this other big game that came out. And it's a damn shame because I remember back in the day when a game was like super, super good, people talked about it for the entire year, right? They talked about it. They praised the game. People were talking about, you know, how great the original Red Dead Redemption was. And people, I just remember people telling me to go play Red Dead 1 for like 2 years because of how good it was, right? And that's unfortunate. Again, another pet peeve of mine is just the market's so flooded with games now that you're never going to finish your backlog. There's always a new game coming out. I wish people, I wish they would give things time to breathe and enjoy its moment before the next thing comes out. Especially these poor developers, man. These poor developers are working these really long fucking hours, putting out these games that I'm not sure 100% of them they all want to put out at the end of the day
Yeah,
because
I think that's
they're
it
being
as well.
forced.
Like it's the business. It's the business side.
Yeah,
They've got these
yeah.
poor developers with a foot on the neck and the gun to the head going, get it done. And if it's
And I
not,
think it, yeah, and I think it just kind of, I think it's weird because I feel like what ended up happening is I think the developers of these games. And this is all happened because of COVID. I'm fully firmly believe that most of this only happened because COVID and we were shut in our houses for a year and some change.
yeah,
We are not in COVID anymore. Let's get back to the time between COVID we weren't so focused on the games that are games with a service. We are focused on just creating good gaming experiences for the people who enjoy these games. Keep the Maddens and the CODs and the 2Ks to the people who enjoy that, and let's make games for your gamers that have been with the hobby for a long time. I do not want to see fucking Helix crystals in my Assassin's Creed anymore. Shit pisses me off every time I see it.
yeah,
And
I'm
yeah,
just
it's just
scrolling through a couple
frustrating.
of these like upcoming games. Like there are a
Uh-huh.
couple of ones that look like there's one called Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. That's coming out on the
Mhm.
24th of July. That looks
Okay.
kind of cool. There's a new Mafia game coming out in August.
Ooh.
Gears of War Reloaded. I know a lot of people like Gears. Metal Gear Solid. Everyone was very
Oh,
excited for Metal Gear Solid to come out.
let's go.
A new
Snake
Metal Gear.
Eater. Let's go.
Um, d-
But we
Shinobi
got Ghost
Art
of
of the
Yote.
Vengeance. Yeah,
Yeah, we've got Ghost of Yote
that's
that comes.
October, I
Well,
believe. Yeah,
yeah,
there's
you got
some,
that one coming
but
out.
like I'm not excited for this. Like I'm not excited for
Yeah,
any of these games.
yeah,
To be
and
honest, I haven't
maybe
even heard of half of them.
yeah.
Like,
No, it's this thing. It's the beautiful. It's the sad thing of it is, yeah. There's not a lot of games that we are excited for, but then there's going to be that game. Like, would you have been like, I'm super excited for Expedition 33,
hell
and
no.
you're like, you know what I mean? And so, like,
Yeah,
I feel like it very much is word of mouth at the end of the day for a lot of these smaller games. Like maybe that game that you mentioned that's coming out in July, is a banger game, and people are super, super duper excited for it. But
yes,
unfortunately, it's all gonna get because I listen to gaming news podcasts all the time, and everything I'm hearing about is microtransactions, a game studio not making enough money, how they're going to pivot. They're operating at a loss because they didn't add this in their game, and it's just a pet peeve, man. I'm just annoyed. I'm just annoyed at the microtransactions. I want them to stop. I wish I could go back in time and punch the person in the mouth who ever thought about charging $1 for a skin.
No, it was 100%
Like,
EA.
yeah, oh
Someone at
yeah, it was
EA.
yeah. At the end of the day, EA's it's always EA. You can blame Fortnite all you want, but they got the idea from EA.
Was it Star Wars? I feel like it was Star Wars.
It was something. Star Wars. I mean, shit. The Sims had expansions every fucking. I mean, The Sims had expansions up the ass.
Yeah.
Hey, give me $20 more. You can get
Or was it?
five new
No.
shirts,
Well, I
some
think what I'm
pants.
thinking of is Star Wars was the first one to get sued because of
Um,
um, the random aspect of it. The whole crate system where,
yes, yes, I remember. It was either Star Wars or Overwatch. I cannot
yeah,
remember, but I know exactly what you're talking about. One of them, yeah, got in trouble because of the randomness aspect.
underage
Yeah.
gambling. That's what it is. It's underage
Yes,
gambling.
that's it. Yeah. Yeah. And so now they got rid of the loot boxes, and now everything is now like, all right, give me $14 and you can get this skin versus give me $5 and see if you get this skin.
I think that's what put
So,
the nail in the coffin for me for COD because I was playing on Advanced Warfare when the whole crate system was coming out. And yeah, you did earn crates at
right.
the start, but like some of the guns that you needed or like I can't remember what they called them, but there were versions of the guns that had different stats. And some of them
Mhm.
were they were all just in crates. You couldn't get them without
Yeah.
opening crates. So you're constantly at a disadvantage because you didn't open. I think there was one guy called Jev, there's Jev, and he chased the whatever the sniper was, and he chased it for years. He was opening up
Okay.
thousands upon thousands of crates, and this wasn't even like a super legendary one. It was just like a green one, like a slightly better than average, and he just could never pull it ever.
Mhm.
I think it was called the quick bolt or whatever. It was called the quick bolt, and and that's what takes away from like yeah, it's just all gambling now. It's gambling,
Yeah.
microtransactions, DLCs that aren't justified to be DLCs.
No.
DLCs used to be
They
another
used to be
another
story
game.
expansions.
Yeah.
They used to be proper story expansions. And now it's like, here's a mission that was probably in the main game at some point, but we cut it and now we're going to sell it to you for $10.
Yep.
Like, bro, get out of here with that shit. That shit's annoying. Oh my
Oh well.
gosh.
Right.
No,
Let's come
that's
off
whatever.
it. I think we're all getting too down. It's is
Yeah.
we've
Oh
we've
my.
just shot ourselves in the foot. It all started off jokey, and then we've just got completely depressed. So
Yeah. You know what else pisses me off, Jake? You know what else pisses me off? And it's not depressing. You know what pisses me off? I was thinking about the other day. These fucking raids and Pokemon Scarlet and
don't tell me you
like
picked up
what?
Scarlet and Violet again. What
I
are you
did.
trying to?
I turned on the Switch. I was like, you know what? Let me do some shiny hunting. And they're like, hey, new 6 star. I think it was a like Sceptile raid. I'm like, what the fuck? What?
I think they
Like,
were
got
they were
they did some.
good at the start.
They were
Like
okay.
I
The
remember the first
Charizard
Charizard
was
one,
cool. Yeah,
amazing.
that was cool.
And then I
Yeah.
think the Nintendo thought it was going to have more legs than it actually did. Like, oh, we
Well,
can just
yeah, because
continue this content forever because we can just make them do raids all the time. But then the raids never changed,
they
and
were
it's like,
all well,
okay,
the thing is they were stupid. It's like they did the Charizard, we're like, "Oh my gosh, it gets a new mark, it's called, like, the mightiest, da, 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 da." But it was the mightiest for everything. Like,
yeah,
give me another mark. That would've been cool, right? Like, make them shiny. Like, okay, this special one could be shiny.
yeah. They
Like,
they
they
missed the
could.
fact that Pokemon players are collectors. Once you
Yes,
get one, you need
exactly.
them all, and it's
Yeah, and then
like,
yeah, and then especially after, like, the DLC came out where we could get most of these, but why am I going back so I can get a Terra Water Sceptile when I can go get a Terra Water Sceptile in 10 minutes
and the mightiest
from
mark
just
isn't enough to draw me in. So that being
no, it's
said,
not.
I am saving myself for Scarlet and Violet because the Switch 2 is on the
Okay.
horizon, and I am
All
ready
right.
to play it in 60 FPS.
All
The
right.
way it was
Let me
supposed
know.
to be played. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm
I mean, to
saving
be
that.
fair, I will say to be fair, we did talk about it. I remember your infamous Scarlet and Violet review on YouTube where you said it was so great. Da 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 da. And then you're like, yeah, the graphics aren't like terrible. Like there's some moments, but like overall, I'm like, and now we're like talking about like, we were just fucking yeah,
Slating it.
we were full of
Yeah. No,
we were full of shit.
but I'm excited to see it like with more
Yeah,
Pokemon around, and
I did
see if
see
the
that. It
graphical
looked
performance, maybe the
I saw
performance is
that.
better. But yeah, it
Yeah.
because I haven't played it in a while,
It
and I
ha
don't think I actually put like because I played it like on stream. I didn't really follow the
yeah,
story or whatnot, and
yeah.
really jump around. So it'll be fun to play.
No, that would be honestly, I would once you do it on once the Switch 2 comes out and you replay it, I would love to hear your thoughts off it after it's been properly run. And God, for the love of Pete, if the Scarlet and Violet does not run well on the Switch 2,
It's
then
over. It's
the developers at Nintendo need to be hit with
and
something,
I'm
a
very I'm
lawsuit.
looking forward as well because I never really played Tears of the Kingdom. I only got like maybe
Ooh,
like 4 hours in, and I didn't really explore everything. So like, I'm gonna get
you,
a fresh like experience of Tears of the Kingdom on the Switch
are
too.
so question. The Switch, you have Tears of the Kingdom on your Switch.
Yes,
Is there a free upgrade for it, or do you have to pay $70 for the
it's like
remaster?
$10.
Okay, cool. Okay, so they do it. They're doing the PlayStation thing where
Yeah,
you get $10 if you own the game. Okay, cool. I was like, oh my god, if you have to pay $70 to go play that game again, I'd
I
be upset.
think
I would
Scarlet and
be
Violet is an update. Let me check.
yeah. I think
I
Scarlet and
think
Violet is a free update. I saw that. I just know they were releasing the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom on as physical copies for the Switch too. Um,
yeah, for those
so I was
who
gonna say,
already own the games on the Switch, upgrade packs will be $10.
okay, so you have to pay $10 for upgrade for Scarlet and Violet. No, yes,
Let me.
I
Oh,
thought it was
wait,
free.
yeah,
I
yeah,
thought it
yeah.
was
You
a
do.
free.
Yeah, you do. It.
Ooh,
Yeah. Let me see. Oh no, no, no.
that's
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is free.
okay.
It's free. Yeah, free performance upgrade
I
on the
was like,
Switch too.
I was like,
Probably because they realized that it was very, very bad.
fucked up. I was
Um,
gonna say, if you're gonna make me pay $10 to play this game like it was supposed to be played, fuck off. Rightfully so.
yeah. Um, yeah, and then there's an upgrade pass for. Is it for both? Why can I not buy it? So I'm gonna have to pay $20 if I want to play Breath of the Wild
Okay,
and Tears of the Kingdom on in the upgrade. But
you
I
can't
haven't
pick or
played Tears
choose.
of the Kingdom at all, so I'm
Okay,
really excited because that's like
no, you
it's
should
almost
be.
girl math in a way. I bought
Yeah,
that so long ago that like
yeah.
$10, I'm
Money's
getting a brand new game for $10. It's like
woo,
not justify the
woo.
fact that I spent like £60 on it like
Yeah.
a year ago. Not-
Yeah, right? It's not even 60, 70.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
crazy to think about. Oh my goodness. And, like, that's funny to think about. That's crazy though, like, the 7 oh my gosh, $10. The Switch 2 is here almost here. That's wild. That's actually
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
I'm, like,
I'll be
super
picking it
excited
up in
for
like
that.
2 weeks, something like that.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
2 weeks.
Is it coming to Australia, or is it coming to
I
are you getting
pre-ordered
it
in the
anywhere?
UK, so I've got to go
Let's
pick it up in the UK.
go. Let's
I kind of shot
go.
myself in the foot because if I get a defective model, can't return that shit.
Yeah. Is it gonna be weird for you regionally because 'cause you're in Australia?
No,
Or are you
the
just gonna be able to
Switch
switch it
switches
over?
are region locked. The
Okay,
only
cool.
console that was ever region locked for Nintendo was the 3DS, and I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, so the
Damn, I
DS
did not know
games,
it was
all DS games aren't region locked. So don't let anyone tell you
oh,
that because I have, I believe a US copy of Art Gold that somehow
mhm.
made its way over to Australia, and I think it was way at a lower price because people were probably thinking that oh, it won't play on um my DS, but yeah, it does. I've got a European 3DS normal that plays the US games fine, and my 3DS XL is actually an LL, so it's the Japanese version. Um,
Oh, wow.
plays all games completely fine. This is region unlocked anyway, but it would have played just fine. Um,
Okay.
3DS games are different. They need they do need region matching, but the Switch
Nice.
doesn't either. The Switch they
You
binned it
know,
off.
you brought up region lock, and I'm gonna bring up a pet peeve of mine that's long gone now because it's no longer a thing. But I was so so done with games coming out in different countries at different fucking times, bro. Like you remember back in the day when the before I think X and Y, like all the Pokemon games were came out in Japan like 3 months before they came out to the US.
Yep.
Like that pissed me off so much, and, like, it was a very much a very thing very real thing that happened. I think, like, I remember Persona 5 came out in Japan like 6 months before it came out to the US. And I'm just so glad that it's no longer a thing here. Like, I'm so glad we're like, all right, you
The
know what,
global
guys?
release does
Make it.
shaft everyone that's not in Australia.
Yeah.
Um, but,
Okay.
but that's fine. I mean, you can always the way I would say it, well, content creators, it's more for content creators because you get the game technically 13 hours earlier than anyone in America and about seven
Yeah.
to 8 hours than on Europe. Um,
Yeah.
and in terms of clip farming and getting there first, so when people click you are there first.
Yeah.
It's a very important thing. But you can navigate that by putting yourself in the Australian store on your Switch a couple of months before
Mhm.
release. You'll have to pay for it in Australian dollars, but at the moment the Aussie dollar is weak, so it doesn't really matter. You're probably getting more for your money than you'll
Yeah.
save money by buying it over in Aussie dollars, and then you get to play it when it comes out in Sydney, which will be
Yeah.
like for you, Luke, like 15 hours before it would hit you.
Yeah. No, that's pretty neat. I remember that was being a thing. I forgot that that was a thing because I'm like thinking about it now. I'm like, we didn't have to worry about that. But I'm like, oh yeah, streamers. Like, I was like, streamers not to worry about. They just get the games for fucking free anyways if they're big enough.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, well, Jake, I think we have kind of, I think we've calmed down a little bit. I think our pet peeves have kind of chilled out to the point where
Yeah,
I
it
think
just
we're
went
at
to
a
a
nice.
chat.
Yeah,
Mellow level.
we went from we mellowed out, you know, we got on a rant about the gaming industry. We got a little sad about the gaming industry. We brought it back with the bullshit and the Pokemon. We talked about the 3DS. I would say it was a pretty successful little chat there. Started off pretty heated, and but we calmed down. Guys, we're not angry people. We're not angry people at all. We get passionate about the things we like. You know, we go on soapboxes about things we're passionate about. I may chuck an Allen wrench every once in a while. Jake may be annoyed when someone leans back his seat, but all in all, we're just chill guys. We're just a couple chill guys at the end of the day. But guys, I think that will do us for this episode of the Dual Hemisphere Hangout. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let us your pet peeves below. What really grinds your gears? We'd love to hear it, guys. But until next time, I've been Luke. That has been Jake, and we will see you guys on the next episode. Bye bye.